What's up, lovely people? Earth and beyond. Ubuntu Awansin Oawa Guru. How are we all doing? It's yet another exciting episode of Queer Prism 256 in partnership with our amazing partners, Forever Media Africa, that have been so good, that have given us an amazing recording ambience. You should see the studio, my people. You should see the studio.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And as usual, Queer Prism comes to you with three amazing human beings. Myself, SK, and
LJ,
CJ, and Natalie. Okay, so you guys, today we are going to talk about body shaming. Have you heard about body shaming? Have you been body shamed before?
Hey,
I have lived body shaming.
How are you dealing with it? Okay, what's body shaming? What does it mean to you?
Body shaming is just making people feel a certain way, feel inadequate because of the way they look, their sexuality, and the way they choose to present themselves.
And their sizes.
And their sizes, yes. Their sizes, there's what's sexy, there's what's acceptable, there's what's unacceptable.
So basically, it's the practice of humiliating or making people...
Women, most especially.
Even men are body shamed.
They are, but then when it comes to the percentage, women are more
prone to being
women are prone to, women are prone to being body shamed over
men.
I mean, even look at the names that we are given. When a man gains some weight, he's gotten a dad bod.
Yes.
When a woman has gained some weight, she's letting herself go.
Exactly. She's healing from something.
She's on meds.
When you lose weight,
you're on meds. Things like that.
It's a lot.
So basically, body shaming is the practice of humiliating people because of the way they look, their sizes, sexuality, and
how they present themselves.
Okay. So have you experienced body shaming before?
Being a fat, short, queer human being, eh? Dark skinned. I have lived my fair share of, body shaming. To even being called bro.
But you're my bro.
Like, bro.
Bra is a new name.
No, bra is okay. Like, I have no problem with bra.
No. Then what's the problem with bro?
The problem with bro is, like, every time I have heard it, unless it's from people that I am familiar with, every time I have heard it, it's from the angle of making me manly.
Mm-hmm. Like seeing you in that masculine.
Like that masculine. And by the way, side note, I am very androgynous. I am not masculine. I am very androgynous. I can be feminine, I can be masculine. Okay? On a given day. You'll find me on makeup one day. In a round skirt. But yes, you've been called names. You have... Then even border people telling you that, see, is a kusitula because you're this. And then even people joking about it.
Like fat mama.
Fat mama, big bombola, big mama,
yeah.
like things like that. Things like that. Even when you're taking spaces in small things, taking a space in a car, and then you're like, the fat one sitting in front. It makes sense, but why are you calling attention to my size?
Yeah.
Even if you've gone for a boat cruise and you're a fat person, and then they're giving out life jackets, they'll give out normally the life jackets are small, so everyone will be looking at you, and in their head they'll be like, how will you get a life jacket?
Like, will it even fit you? Like,
all focus on you when you're trying to fit it in.
Yeah.
You see?
CJ, you and I have been in a situation where we had to get life jackets. Did they fit us?
They did.
We've also been there before.
And then there's this joke my cousin made one time. I swear this thing pained me to my core. We are all home for Christmas. Guy comes and he's like, yo, SK, come we take a selfie. The camera is too small.
Yeah, but that wasn't good.
I know, it was so funny.
The camera
it was like,
I'll definitely come
we take a selfie. The camera is too small.
Can you imagine?
These people. And I live it every day because there are so many things that society has deemed unworthy, and I live with so many of these things. I'm queer, I'm bigger, I'm dark, I'm short, I'm masculine. I'm not what society deems a woman should be.
That's true.
So I live it every day.
LJ, share with us your experience.
My experience, I've been body shamed so many times. Like, starting from childhood, I used to be very, very small, yeah. And I was given this name of Gwekano or Kagal. You get, even up to now, like, bump it at that name, yeah. But it used to make me uncomfortable at some point, and then I'm like, I wish I was bigger, because if someone keeps on saying Gwekano, like, yeah, exactly, like, it dims you and your self-esteem, like, it drops down. And I have had a problem with my self-esteem, because, like, it's very, very hard for me to freely express myself and how I feel, because, like, of my past, yeah. So I've been body shamed so many times, but I mean, I am who I am now, and I love the way I am. So I just have to embrace who I am and just appreciate what I have.
For me personally, as LJ mentioned, I've encountered this from childhood, and I grew up very aware of this. I am fairly light-skinned, but I'm very hairy. So I was named the bush baby, and then I have fairly fat legs. So some people would call me the one with elephantiasis because of the big legs. And so I got familiar with two names, elephantiasis and bush baby. So for me, it affected me in a way. I was in a school where my stockings were so long up above the knee. People who I can really tell you never got to see my legs. Besides being fat, I would pull my stockings way up here, and I would wear a very long uniform with long stockings, so you would almost never see my legs.
Yeah.
And that killed a lot of my confidence. But when I moved from O level and switched to A level, I felt like now I had to take charge of my life. So I was in a new space, and there was, when the people who are saying negative things are away, you're given another chance. So I felt like I had to rebrand myself, and that I will share with you. But basically, I learned to embrace the fact that I was a bush baby, and it's one of my petty names. I would even call myself that to shut people up, but I'm a bush baby.
But your legs are beautiful,
So ideally owning the slurs.
Yes,
Owning
I think
the name calling, owning it sometimes gives you power.
Yes.
Like, society is so weird. When you have small legs, they abuse the small legs. When you have big legs, they complain about that big legs.
Yeah.
Some people with small legs want big legs, and those who have small legs, like those who have big legs, want the small ones. So how about you just do it?
Yes, sometime I was with my mother at Nakasero Market, and she crossed the road and left me standing in a place. And then someone passed by me and looked at me painfully of, oh my God, those legs, don't they hurt you? And they so heavy for you. Like, I've got these different comments from people, and you can tell when someone means it. Like, you have nice big legs, you can tell. And then when someone's saying it from the negative, you can also tell because their facial expression. So someone would come and be like, but all the food you eat goes in the legs. Like, what does... Like, really? Yes, people would tell me that. And then other people would be like, are they paining? Like, they try to touch, like, you feel like you're in pain, like they're swollen, of which they're just...
They're just normal,
they're just So some people would look at me painfully, whereas some people would look at me of, wow.
I would definitely love to have those legs.
So I got all these mixed feelings from people about my legs. and I also learned to embrace it.
Wow.
Yes, that was my experience.
Thank you so much.
That is very, very nice.
So personal, and
It's
thank you.
very, very personal. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it with us.
By the way, I think you have lovely legs.
Yes, they are. You
Yes.
don't think they are lovely?
No, as I said, I think because this is my opinion.
Your
Right?
perception.
My perceptions are.
My legs are not that big. Okay, they're not too small, but they're enough to carry me around.
Sija, don't do that to yourself.
That's right.
You're enough to carry me around.
Yes, they are. Someone has told me that your legs are like the whole of you, and you have these small legs. I mean, they can carry me
Have
around.
have you been called toothpick?
Because I remember my ex. Okay, you know when you fight and then you're breaking up, and then this person is throwing this bad thing,
And then you're also throwing.
Yeah, and then they throw in my legs. I'm like, really? Like I wasn't that hard because I knew yes, but then they carry me around. What's the difference between you and me? Like,
I mean,
you
they
don't
carry.
even run faster than
they
me.
carried
and
me
I'm
to you.
complaining about my legs.
I mean, they carried me to you.
And you embraced them. I know.
You didn't look at them when you're fighting.
By that was just pettiness. That was just because they carried me to you and you embraced
Exactly.
me.
And even carried them. Because now you're complaining about them. I just...
Because, like, honestly, like, this is a confession. Like, whenever I gain weight, my legs become fat, and I hate it. Like, I really, really hate it when my legs grow big. So, to me, like, I just don't like it. So, if I'm to put on jeans and I feel like my legs are big, I'll be like, LJ, you're putting on weight, so slow down. So, like, Natalie, like,
Society deems as a
Yes.
weakness might be what you consider your strength.
yeah, so.
Because I've also considered this. People like to hate things they don't understand.
Yes.
One, and people like to hate things they can't have. So
That's
me, I got to this. You probably hate me this much because you cannot have
Be
what I
me.
have.
Yeah, or you can't be
cannot
me.
be me.
Yes.
Exactly. Right? So you see my legs and they're all flamboyant and and you're like,
They're juicy.
And then you're like, why would you have those
why
legs?
do you have them? In fact, they're ugly. so sometimes when you hear of the shaming, it's not because it's an inadequacy on your side.
Yeah.
It's probably an inadequacy on the shamer.
Yeah,
that's
so true.
Yeah.
So we just have to love our celebs.
And I think being a plus size person, I've also experienced body shaming.
But then, I mean, I have a problem with the word plus size.
Why?
Because it's like you're saying added to what?
Yes, added some proportion of weight or something.
Like there's an appropriate, like there's
Yes.
and then I have a
Okay,
problem
being
with
a
the
fat
word.
person, you've
Thank
been
you,
body
fat.
shamed.
Or bigger,
Oh,
or big. You know.
okay, being a big person, I've been body shamed by border guys. I have a border person who was calling me Big Mama, and then my friends are like, "What did you call her?" Omuisachi, like the other from me.
The tribe came in.
Omuisachi. Yeah, so it's something I'm used to. I think even these border guys rate their rates like they charge us according to our sizes. Like
Actually, just a very, very brief story. Recently, I was watching Uncut Kalakata. First of all, I feel like the guy that hosts the show is so unprofessional, and he's willing to do anything to get ratings. Case. He's willing to do anything to get ratings to the show. So there is this video vixen. Her name is Buju. I don't know. I don't know if you've heard of that. Yeah.
Of Buju.
Buju. Zadi. That one. So she was hosted. I think it was the day. It was either Tuesday this week or Wednesday. She was hosted on Uncut. So she shows up for the show and K's the entire time. I understand, like, you're trying to get ratings to your show, but when do you realize you're being disrespectful? Because I just watched it for like 4 minutes and the disrespect was
I no longer watch that.
it was up there. I mean, actually, the minute they changed the time, I knew that these people are going to do anything for ratings. And you were being very disrespectful to this young lady. All right, asking about how she's charged on borders, asking about how asking her about how she has sex, asking her about
On TV.
On TV, Case was doing these things on TV. This is a mainstream media company, and you okay these things because you're looking for ratings. So, and for me, it goes back to, we have okayed so much of body shaming because there's an advantage that comes to it. I don't know if we remember that guy that had a big tummy and used to dance in videos, in Ragadi's videos. Like, he okayed so much disrespect, okayed a lot of disrespect that came to him. And even when if you ever saw any of his interviews, there was no one ever interviewed him to get to know him. People only interviewed him to get to know how he grew the tummy. I don't know if you get that, that kind of thing. They all interviewed him for that. And I'm like, how much disrespect are you going to stomach? How much body shaming are you going to be okay with? Because there's an advantage somewhere. All the shamers out there, just one word: decolonize. Just it. Just decolonize, because everything that doesn't sit well with you about black women right now is what black women were before colonial.
Oh yeah. So what are the different types of body shaming? Okay, let me start first. Food shaming.
You cannot eat in peace.
You can't put your 2 pieces of chicken on a plate.
Like,
four. Because they are there, I can put them, let me put them. But because they're late.
Chicken wings. Like, you can put like 10 wings on your plate and then someone will be like,
why is that so
like, I have to eat tomorrow. Yes, I know I have to eat tomorrow, but I want to eat this much today.
Yeah.
So I think, let people and even complaining about something you're not paying for. Like,
and it's for free.
And it's for free. Like dinner the house I go through back at home behind my door.
You know? No, okay.
Okay, another type.
Another type would be, is it pretty shaming?
Yes. Pretty shaming.
We have suffered in this world.
Pretty girls, we have suffered.
I remember there is this one time I was working for tours and travel company, and as a travel agent, obviously my job description comes with issuing tickets, reservations, and everything. But then here I am working, and then my boss is like, I'm supposed to welcome everyone who comes in. And I'm like, that is not part of my job description. I'm supposed to be on my desk. If someone comes and they want to inquire about a certain rate, a ticket, hotel reservations, I'm there to help. But my job description doesn't come with welcoming guests, doing this and that. I'm not a receptionist, right?
So she wanted you to be the face of the company.
Yes, they wanted. Yes,
pretty girl smiling.
Exactly. So it questioned me, and I'm like, okay, am I being employed because I'm pretty, or I'm being employed because it's my profession? You get? Yes. You know? I ended up leaving that company because I was not comfortable at all, because that was not what I was supposed to do.
And I think it even comes down to queer people, how there's an acceptable queer person and there's a non-acceptable queer person.
Yes, like if you don't have that looks, it's okay.
Yes.
You can be
I have lived it. No, I've been in a situation where
it happens.
I've been in a situation where my auntie was like, you know, understand, queer. Like, SK, we understand. Like, we understand you guys, queer. But if you're bringing somebody, like, you get that kind of that standard whereby a person's outward appearance is more important.
It's more important,
especially if stereotypically they are the most acceptable. They've got a bokol shape. You know, they pass. You know, they've got fair skin. They pass. There's a certain skin color that passes. There's a certain, you know, dress code
expression.
That passes.
Yeah.
There's a certain height that passes. Where even we are like, even us, we've been in situations whereby we're like, you know what, this person only has that job because they look good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
this person only is where they are in life because they look a certain way. Yeah. We have a living example, Zari.
Yeah.
First of all, I think Zari is brilliant.
But she's even hardworking.
Like it all comes into the brilliance.
Yeah.
But every time it goes into
It
and then that's where ageism has come in for her.
Yeah.
Whereby people are like, she's not as influential as she was before because she's ready now.
It's not even that. Why would you be doing those things because like you have kids? Yes, she has kids, but then she also has her own life.
Yes.
That kids also have their own lives. So
Goes back to jealousy.
Jealousy.
It is. Okay,
it's a lot.
and apologetically, I want to say this: if you're stereotypically ugly, live with it. Don't make people feel bad because they look a certain way.
No, it's not even being ugly, but if you are living a certain life
Yes.
that you feel like you're not willing to upgrade, but then you're seeing someone
Somebody
upgrading
living-
every
That's
single
my
day.
point, yes.
That's your life. Like you're not doing anything about it. But then when it comes to other people, people have goals, people have achievements, people have ambitions. Yes, like if I know that I have to look good, I have to smell nice, I'm going
have
to
to
make
work
sure
on
that
my
I do
nails,
that.
like on a
You
daily.
get, but then
There's also and then there's also the human standard. People see before they hear.
which is okay.
Going back to that, people always say that pretty girl has nothing to say. I mean, pretty girls are dumb.
Pretty girls are dumb. Where did that whole joke of
Blonde, like being
you know,
blonde.
blonde, like everyone.
If you're
on
blonde, you're
planet
dumb.
had things, you know.
Yeah,
Brains,
brains,
yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, it's a lot. We have to deal with
It's
a
a
lot.
lot. Then there's
Pretty shaming.
pretty shaming.
So,
How
another
about
type?
slut shaming?
Yeah.
It's like
And this one is so deep because
is.
there are so many layers to it.
Yeah,
It affects
definitely.
because we're talking about women,
Women,
here,
yeah.
it affects every woman. One, you cannot be sexual
Exactly.
in the way that men are, right? You cannot choose to say that today, I want to hit that, I will hit that, without being called a slut,
or
a
a
whore,
whore.
or loose, right?
Or chibafu cha
community.
community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chibafu cha community, things like that. Or bad sego.
I'm a kid.
like no, like no. But Sego has become a slur for, but Sego has become a slur for women that choose to be sexual, and which is very, very okay. And then there is also this other slut shaming of victimizing rape victims,
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yes.
right? You got raped.
Called for it.
Exactly, you got raped. Where were you?
What
Huh?
were you-
How were you
How
dressed?
were you dressed?
What time was
Why
it?
were you there?
Why were you there?
went
Things
there,
like
no.
that.
Why were you
You
hanging
went
with
there
boys?
very ready for these things to happen to you. Stuff like that. And that's why I said slut shaming is, people look at it as just sexual, but it's deeper
Yeah.
than just
Yes.
sexual.
I think as earlier we call it body hair shaming.
Yeah, body hair
Yes.
shaming.
Yes, personally I've been a victim of that. I still am. There's a different looks I get from people, and I know when it's an appreciative look, and I know when it's
like a
despised,
disgusting, yeah.
disgusted look. I know these looks because I've lived through them over the years. Yes, but for me, I think I took power. People make people feel. Some people look at you and say, "Oh, you're as hairy as a man." Yes, because some people feel like a man should be more hairy and all. Now I have these hairs that they fall all over my body, and some people. I have an Australian friend. She's married to an African man here, and she looked at me. She's like, if you have that much hair on your legs, how about down there? Do you? Is it the same?
you skate?
Yes. They asked me, do you?
And
I was like, she's like, if you're ever coming to our country, make sure you shave those legs. I was like, well, I'll have it here, And I think she just kept quiet. So for me personally, as I told you before, I would wear stockings that hide my... And the more I hid it, the more people called me all these names. The more I showed them that I was bothered, the more those names didn't stop. What I did when I went to A level, I was from Seta High School. Now I moved to St. Lawrence School. I found there one OG, one person who knew me. So I was like, now I have to take control of this community where I am. They do not know about Bush Baby, and one person is not enough to infect all of them. So now I have to embrace it, and I decide how people are going to treat me. No more, no one's going to start up something from nowhere. So from there, I had the shortest cut. I would wear my stockings like I showed off my legs. I would literally put it all out there. I was taking control of, and then everyone was like, wow, wow, whereas before I was hiding and everyone was dwelling on that. They know, how do you get to her nerves? Talk about the hairy legs or the big legs. So this time I took control. No one saw me in those long stockings. No one saw me in those long dress skirts. What? No. I had a very small short skirt, which was enough for me. And every time they'll be like, why do you wear short things? I was like, I'm short. And I'm thinking, short things look good on me. You want me to cover my whole self up, So people embraced it, and they loved me that way. So I never ever had any more of that body hair shaming for me. So I'm thinking, when you take control of the space you're in, and I was also in a science campus, Crown City. Earlier, sorry to take you back, we talked about beauty. Pretty shaming. Yeah, I was in a science class. I was doing PCB. So you find people and they are looking at you and they're saying, you're supposed to be short. That's side. And then you're in PCB. Yes. So people will be like, okay, like when you're in arts science campus. PEM is the one for chillers. Yes, those ones.
Actually, Meg.
For us, we did. That was now the class which was for the chillers, the ones who are not so serious. Now they'll be like, you're in the PCB class. You look so different for PCB because they don't expect you to have the brain.
Yeah. And then this expectation of smart or bwats. Have got to be plain and don't care about their
no
looks.
Sense of fashion.
So what happens when you meet a very smart, intelligent bwat that has a sense of fashion? You start thinking that they are inadequate.
Yes, I've heard actually from someone. A lady was on NBS. She's from, I think, the academia in the Makerere University. She mentioned where they say beautiful girls don't go far. They don't study Kumarako. They drop off along the way, but the ugly ones will read their books and concentrate, and they will go through. So I think it is basically common, but people have to find a way around it. We need a mindset change. We need to put programs that are going to address people in that regard. Yes.
Thank you, Natalie, for sharing. Like, it's very, very touching because we all go through that. But then, do you think this is something that curriculum should provide to, like, in this daily era? Because this is something that
I think
everyone faces.
I think the fact that even our curriculum itself is not multi-layered is a problem.
We don't even provide punishments for bullies.
We don't even provide punishments for bullies. And then there were those school, like me growing up, and it's like, a bully is the cool kid in school. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. We see that as something that is cool.
So that is so cool. How is making somebody feel bad? How is torturing another human being very, very cool? And then Natalie said, when you were talking about the body shaming, it reminded me of something of how there is a requirement for women to shave. Scaping. Okay, fine.
Shaving.
Yes. Fine. Alright? If you do it, very good on you. Okay? That is you. But it shouldn't be the same thing for every other woman. There are people that love their body hair. Alright? And all body hair. Pubes inclusive.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about fat shaming, Iska.
Now, and I feel like fat shaming is even more prevalent right now because now there is thick and fat.
Yeah, and everyone wants to be.
Everyone wants to be thick. Thick is acceptable.
But then there are some people who want to be small.
And then there are some who want to be small.
Like when it comes to the modeling industry, the requirement to be on the billboards or on those magazines.
The entire visual arts industry is built on smaller. The modeling industry itself is not known for its, for inner beauty. Yeah. It's known
but then also the lawyers, you're not supposed to have dreads, you're supposed to be in a suit. How about I represent someone to make sure that they win this case rather than looking at how I'm appearing or what I'm dressed in or what I'm putting on?
And it's just as plain as, you know, having colored hair doesn't make you unprofessional, having tattoos doesn't make you unprofessional, having piercings doesn't make you unprofessional. I could, you know, serve you food if my hair is blue. I could, you know, read contracts if I have 1,000 tattoos.
Thank you.
It's as simple as that. Because
and I can be your lawyer.
I can be your lawyer
irrespective of my dress.
Even if I can be your lawyer showing up in a bikini.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's so hard, but like, here's the thing: we should focus on the mind beyond the physical.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we deal with body shaming? How can we deal with body shaming? Okay, I think first we can practice body positivity. You can do the daily affirmations of I'm bold, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, so that they run through your mind and they ground you each time maybe someone is trying to do this and that.
And then also, like, try to get out of your comfort zone. If you're used to putting on jeans, surprise your body. Put on a bikini, put on shorts, and go buy a short dress, put it on, go take selfies. Be like, oh, I didn't know that my butt is this big in the mirror. You're good.
I think I think that's how I got obsessed with short shorts.
You see, because your eyes are used to seeing yourself in jeans. You've never tried a dress, you've never tried a suit, you've never tried a bikini, you've never tried all these things. But then just surprise yourself, like, one day. It will push you out of your comfort zone. And then you need to love yourself. Love yourself. Because it has to start with you.
It starts with you. It has to be internalized. You have to realize sometimes, take things with skepticism. Just because somebody says they hate something, it's not because you're inadequate. It's probably because they are inadequate. And then also own the insults, own the slurs,
be
own
assertive.
them. Be assertive. Girl, you too fat. Boy, I ain't seen on your face.
Simple.
You know, plain and simple as that. Yeah. You know, because like that means it's got nothing to do with you. Who I am has got nothing to do with you. And so stop making it about you.
I think
plain and simple.
I think we could also maybe have, if you're not comfortable with the fact or you're not comfortable with your body, maybe you can work on it and work on what you want.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. So if some people are comfortable being fat, some are not comfortable being fat. The fatter they become, the more they lose their self-esteem.
And you also know that there are people who can't lose weight.
Yeah.
And it's scientifically proven.
Yeah.
There are people who cannot lose weight.
You just have to be fit.
Yeah. You just have to
keep it healthy. Yeah.
Keep it healthy. Yeah.
I was in a conversation with a friend recently, and then I was like, you know what? I think I want to lose weight. And then they're like, okay, fine, that's a good thing. But what happens? What happens to your mind? What happens to you? What happens to your mind? What happens to your thought process? What happens to your mental health if you can't lose the weight you want to lose?
And it happens like in the first month of working out. Normally, don't shed off anything.
You don't.
So you really struggle, and you're like, you know what?
Let me chill.
That's true. Actually, I personally started a workout. I'm one of those people who has been feeling like I would love to wear a two-piece. I've never been that privileged because I've always had, even before I had a baby, I always had some extra fat in my stomach. So I decided to start working out. But let me tell you what this gives you. First of all, it makes you physically fit. And then it gives you a very healthy mind.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this. For me, when I work out nowadays, even when I still am thick, I get more confidence.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel good. And when you feel good on the inside, somehow it shows on the outside.
On the outside, yes.
So right now I don't work out to lose weight. If that one comes, well and good. But if it doesn't, the truth is I sleep better. I feel better about myself, and I feel proud because anyone who has worked out knows it is so
very true.
hard.
Yeah.
So
it's so hard.
Yes, I don't stand on the same ground as someone who's. I can race a very skinny person and I'll outrun them because I have control of my body and I'm strong. So I'm thinking for the people who feel like you can just adapt to a new lifestyle. It should be a lifestyle where you work out. You will thank me. It will help you improve your mental health and your body. You don't have to shed weight, but you will feel better for sure. And when you feel better, the world will be the way.
Yeah, adding on to that, I remember the days when I used to go running in the morning, and for me, I always think when I'm active.
Yes.
So every time
Get
I'm
ideas.
running, I get like so many
that is
ideas.
true.
I keep
No
rolling
lie.
and rolling.
No lie.
So it really helps.
It opens up your entire
Yeah,
mind,
yeah.
and when you do it in the morning, the rest of the day is going to be a good one
Yeah.
for sure. You're thinking things, you want to be productive. Your mind is working more. So
It even erases like all the negative
yes.
thoughts.
So we should embrace it.
Yeah, we should embrace it. How about
And then also the fact that being smaller, alright, or okay, I hate the word, or being skinny is not fitness.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
true.
an example of being healthy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something we've got to change. I know so many bigger people, fat people that are extremely healthy.
healthier?
Alright?
Yeah.
And then I
So-
also like there are some skinny people wanainga they eat but then they never
Yeah,
gain
they
weight.
never gain weight,
I
yeah.
swear.
Those
Not even
lucky
eating the
aliens.
road food, but there are people who eat but they never gain weight.
And they eat anything.
They eat
And
anything,
in
but they
large quantities.
never
In large
yes,
quantities.
but they never gain weight.
I think the other thing is at least also maybe building your self-confidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
And self-esteem.
Yeah.
So talking about self-confidence and esteem, how can you build that? So that maybe you can deal with the body shamers. If you're fat, how about maybe you could invest into reading, maybe about people who inspire you, or maybe read books to do with self-esteem, so that when someone comes at you, that you know what, you're too fat, and then at least you can always get a way to counter them.
Yeah.
So maybe we could share the different ways of maybe dealing with body shaming as we are building our self-esteem.
Working as LJ, I think the only way to build your self-esteem is to embrace who you are, because that's like priority for everyone. If you do not understand yourself and if you do not accept who you are, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to deal with your insecurities and being confident. And then you also have to understand that yes, you have flaws, like you have these other things. Learn to love them, because if you don't, then who will? You get, yeah? Just love your imperfections the way they are and just embrace them. It will solve each and everything. Those are my words.
And slowly you realize those imperfections are not even imperfections.
Exactly.
It's
And
just
then-
how perfect you are, right? Because it brings the difference.
You could also avoid
Oh,
people who put you down.
Yeah, avoid the ones that put you down, right? Limit them access to your life.
Because they always remind
Yeah.
you of your flaws, and
Yeah,
you
they-
never get the time to
Exactly.
appreciate the strength or
If-
the good things you
Yeah,
do.
if the best friend you have is the one that's always bringing attention to your weight, always bringing attention to your unattractiveness, always bringing attention to your height, always bringing attention to your dress code, rethink that friendship, right? And then another thing, own the slurs, own the derogatory terms, because that's a way to start. When you own a term, no one can use it against you.
Yeah.
Black people did it with the word nigger,
Yeah.
right?
And then also fuck society and what society thinks,
Just
because
do it.
like
Yeah.
our
Be you.
generations are changing, new things are coming up. So if our parents grew up in a setting whereby or a woman is supposed to dress like this, in this world that we are in right now, everyone has control over their bodies. People have control over what they're supposed to wear. People have control of what they're supposed to eat. So just do away with society and all these intersectionalities and just embrace who you are.
Yeah, and concentrate on your strength.
Yeah.
If you have
Concentrate
the
on your strength,
weaknesses,
yes.
you can
Yeah.
turn the weaknesses into strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember this, I'll even put this in Luganda. Insi wajingira weka. Ogenda jivamu weka.
Buli mbuzi ku nkondo
Buli
yayo.
mbuzi ku nkondo yayo. Walabeko embuzi nga basiyo
It's true.
biri.
I
Brenda,
saw,
like
this even reminds me of twagendaga kusoma, like when we join school, like when you do something, just know that the moment you get caught, if they're to expel you or suspend you,
You
ogenda
go
kubeera weka. So
Emiko
don't
bali
be
kukuba weka.
exactly. So don't be there, be like, oh, CJS can have my back. Yeah, there are those loyal friends, but then at the end of the day, it all goes back to you as
Yeah.
a person.
I think we should also stop comparing ourselves to others.
And the fact that no man is an island when it comes to things that mean a lot to you, things for your mental health, things for your stability, you can be an island. You can be self-sufficient. Oyinza okyemalirira.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you, ladies. It was really an amazing episode. So don't forget to follow our different social media platforms. For Queer Prism, Facebook, it's LBQwomen256, and then for Twitter and Instagram,
It's Queer Prism 256.
And YouTube, it's also Queer Prism 256. The conversation continues. Just because we have ended the video doesn't mean the conversation can continue. Engage, comment.
And Forever Media is Forever Media Africa on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and elsewhere. Remember to subscribe to our channels.
And for Queer Prism and Forever Media as well, our amazing host, Forever Media Africa. Don't forget that all social media handles, right, Natalie?
Yes.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, dislike, give us the disclaimers, tell us where we are going, right? Because that's how the content becomes as fulfilling as possible.
or they could even tell us what they want.
Yeah, you could even tell us what you
Yeah.
hear. You can even
The
tell us what you want to hear
experiences.
about.
Or if they want to be hosted on the show, you can host
If
them
you'd like
on
to be
the-
hosted on the show, you could, tell us.
It's yeah.
The episode after this is going to be touching on one of the most intricate part of society, and a topic that is so sensitive to queer people that I think we should all be invested in listening. It's going to be about mental health. We are going to be talking about mindset. We are going to be talking about solutions. So just stay tuned, listen, just be on our social media platforms.
So
And
mental
then-
health from a queer perspective.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
mental
then
health from a queer
person.
perspective.
Yeah,
Queer
and a queer
perspective,
person.
yes.
Yeah.
Just a small hit up. Like, we all, like, when it comes to the queer community, we face multiple discrimination when it comes to our sexuality, and so it all doubles up to our mental health. Like, you're dealing with your sexuality, then you're dealing with society, you're dealing with patriarchy, you're dealing with all these things. So stay tuned.
And then there are those of us that just have it worse. Queer feminists.